What's up, Enduro guys? This is your program for the 16th of June. I'm going to start off with some ultra leg capacity work. So this is 10 sets of 10 back squat, starting maybe 30 to 40% of your 3-rep max with 60 seconds in between each one. So you do your set of back squats, making sure that your lower back curve is priority and not depth. So make sure that you're nice and stable. You're picking a weight that's achievable. We're going to be adding on, so I'd rather it felt a little too light than too heavy, because it's important to use the same weight throughout all sets, and then next week we'll add on to that. So don't be panicked, you will be putting some more weight through. This stage is getting some volume through, and it's going to help set you up for the rest of this cycle. And then what we're going to do, even you out with some single leg deadlifts. So assistance movement with a kettlebell, 12 to 15 each side. As much rest as you like in between, but move with purpose. So starting on your weak side, you're going to hinge, single leg, a kettlebell on the ground, stand, tap your toe, and then go again. 12 to 15, you should feel a burn in your hamstrings and hopefully your glutes. Might do a little bit in your lower back. If that's the case, you might have gone too heavy. Focus on the movement quality and tension through your midline over the weight that you're doing. But once you've done the single leg deadlifts for assistance to the squats, we're going to finish with a nice blast of an intensity workout. If you have access to a ski erg, it would be fantastic. You're going to do 30 seconds as hard as you can, and then you're going to rest 30 seconds. You're going to repeat that 6 times round, and that's that for day 1. So day 2 is going to be an interesting one on pacing for your row. You're going to set a timer for 30 minutes. You're going to set off on a row, and it's going to be 3 to 5 seconds slower than your 2K pace. Decide whether it's 3, 4, or 5, depending on how hard you went on your 2K pace. If it's 5 seconds, so be it. Just expect that you're going to row quite far in your first effort. So you're going to set off, you're going to row. As soon as you're less than that, not on the average, but on the actual pull on the screen, if you're less than it on your first pull and you don't get it back within 2 pulls, then come off the rowing machine, find yourself a bar, and do a max effort, so as many as you can, toes to bar. So if you can't do full toes to bar, then straight leg raises or knee raises. In any capacity, if you can't do 10 as a minimum, I'd like you to do 10 unbroken of one of those, but if you don't, hop off, go again until you've got at least 10. If you get more than that, that's fantastic. It's supposed to be as many as you can when you come off before going back onto the rowing machine. So that's a closing of the hip, an opening of the hip, super high volume, really good for you guys. And the second part of day 2 is going to be an assault bike. You're going to do 10 seconds as hard as you can, 20 seconds rest, and that's 6 minutes, so 12 times round. So hard as you can is going to be literally ripping the bike. 20 seconds isn't that much of a rest, but you must do 12 rounds, so 6 minutes total. I've said in the past that if you fail before then, you've done the right kind of thing. But this one, I'd like you to do all 12 rounds regardless of whether you feel like you can't do it. I want you to finish off with all of those rounds, but still go super hard at the start. And that's it for day 2. Day 3 is going to be same as last week with the bench press. We're going to do 10 sets of 10. But I'd like you this time to go heavier than last week. We might do it again next week, so test yourself on the weight. You should have a good gauge of what you did last week. If you didn't do last week, don't fret. Just do a weight that you know is manageable for 10 sets of 10. Resting exactly 60 seconds between each set. And then we're going to go straight onto I'll say straight onto, probably about 5-minute rest between ring rows. So last week I asked you to keep a track of your numbers so that this week you can do that. Say I did 300 ring rows in 10 minutes. Then this week I'm going to do 300 ring rows as quickly as I can with a 10-minute time cap. So it's great to be able to crush the number that you did within 10 minutes or less this week. It's going to balance out really good on the bench press, keep you nice and strong in that pulling and pushing for bike control. And then a finisher, part C this week, banded rotations. It's going to be really good, but pay attention to how to do it. You're going to load up, watch the box, load up with your outside leg forwards, lock yourself in, and then from here, it's going to be 20 seconds work with a 10-second transition, 6 times round. So you get 6 each side. So from here, rotate, nice and steady on your first set, 20 seconds. Then swap in your 10-second transition, nice and steady the other way. And then swap. The next 10 seconds, I'd like you to go faster. So you get more reps within the 20 seconds, but the reps are performed at higher speed. So that then at the end, when you do your final one, you've got plenty of tension still, and you're really firing through, nice aggressive twist through that midline, which is going to be great for your hips, for obliques either side. Amazing for bike control. And that's it for day 3. Day 4 is super simple, steady state cardio. You've got your mobility stuff to work on, so please spend some time on that in your rest days. Daily, please spend your time on that daily if you can. This is just a suggestion. I know that a lot of you guys are deep into high volume riding, so this only if it contributes to your bike time. 5 minutes rotating between pieces of equipment. So you get an element of muscular endurance. So say I do 5 minutes on the ski erg, nice steady pace, nothing too crazy, and then moving with purpose over to a rowing machine. So I'm out of breath, but I'm still able to hold a conversation, and then I'm going to do 5 minutes on a rowing machine, then maybe 5 minutes on a bike, an assault bike, an indoor runner, or actually outdoor running, and then rotate through 40 to 60 minutes. So important that you're getting some blood flow through, but you're not putting yourself into a hole. Now, if you're not getting any bike time whatsoever, use this day for a long burn. So you're going to go at a high pace that you can sustain on each one of these pieces of equipment. So the skier, you're going to rip it and hang on, and then run to the next piece of equipment, and then you're going to go from there. So building capacity or steady state active recovery. And that's that for this week. So as always, any questions, send them over. I hope you enjoy this week. We're going to be adding on some of the things that we've done to next week, so make sure that you're keeping a record of this. And until next week, happy gymming, happy riding, peace.